Whey protein is not just a trendy supplement from the gym. It's the result of high-tech production where dairy science, engineering, and strict quality control come together in a single product. But where does it come from? How does regular milk turn into a powder capable of supporting muscle growth, aiding recovery, and serving as a nutritional base for millions of people around the world? Today, we'll step behind the scenes of a modern whey protein factory. We'll uncover how this protein powder is born, from dairy farm to sealed container. Surprisingly, it all begins on a regular farm. Cows produce milk, which is then delivered to a processing plant. And here's where the magic starts. Because protein is just one component of milk, to isolate it, the rest must be removed. The milk undergoes initial testing. Fat content, protein levels, acidity, and microbiological purity. Only milk that meets strict standards proceeds further in the process. The next step is turning milk into cheese. Milk is poured into large vats, where enzymes and starter cultures are added. The result is a curd, the future cheese, and a separated liquid. That liquid is whey. In the past, whey was considered a waste product and discarded. Today, it's a protein goldmine. Whey is filtered, cooled, and sent to a dedicated processing line. This is where the transformation begins, from liquid to concentrated protein powder. To obtain pure protein, whey must be separated from fat, lactose, and other unwanted components. This is done using ultrafiltration and microfiltration technology. Whey is passed through special membranes under pressure. Protein molecules are retained, while the rest is discarded. The result is a whey protein concentrate with protein content, ranging from 35% to 80%, depending on the production goals. For purer forms like isolate, additional filtration steps are taken, reaching up to 90% protein concentration. Before continuing, the resulting protein liquid must be pasteurized. This step is mandatory. The mixture is heated to around 72 degrees for a short time to eliminate any pathogens while preserving its nutritional properties. After pasteurization, the product is rapidly cooled to halt further heat exposure. This is critical. Overheating could denature the protein and reduce its effectiveness. One of the most spectacular stages is spray drying, where the liquid concentrate becomes powder. The protein mix is sprayed into a giant tower filled with hot air. Inside, dozens of nozzles atomize the liquid into microscopic droplets. Within seconds, the droplets dry and turn into fine powder, which settles at the base of the tower and is collected in sealed containers. Temperature, humidity, spray speed. Everything is precisely controlled by computer. Even a slight deviation could affect the flavor or solubility of the final product. The dried powder moves on to the cooling and sieving stage. This step prevents clumping and removes any particles that are too large or too fine. It also helps eliminate any remaining moisture or dust. At this point, flavoring can be added, such as vanilla, chocolate, or strawberry, depending on the type of product. The dry powder is gently mixed in industrial blenders to ensure every component is evenly distributed. Before the product is packaged, it undergoes strict quality testing. Samples from every batch are sent to the lab, where they're tested for protein content, residual moisture, microbiological safety, solubility, taste and smell. If even one parameter is out of spec, the entire batch is discarded, no compromises. Once approved, the powder moves to the packaging area. Automated systems fill jars, pouches, or sachets. Each unit is sealed, fitted with a scoop, and labeled with ingredients, expiration date, and batch number. Some manufacturers also include a QR code, allowing customers to trace when and where the product was made. The packaged protein is stored in climate-controlled warehouses with stable temperature and humidity. From there, it is shipped via logistics networks to stores, gyms, warehouses, and directly to consumers. Each box is tracked by the system. If needed, any unit of product can be traced, all the way back to the farm. Not all protein is the same. The factory produces several types, each going through a different level of processing. Concentrate, WPC, is the base form. It contains between 35% to 80% protein, with some fats and lactose still present. It's more affordable and has a rich, milky taste. Isolate, WPI, is a more refined version. It contains up to 90% protein and is nearly free of fats and sugars. It's ideal for those watching their physique or who are lactose intolerant. Hydrolysate, 1WPH, is protein broken down into peptides. It is absorbed very quickly and is perfect for post-workout recovery. It's made using enzymatic hydrolysis, a process that mimics digestion. Each type requires different filtration, drying, and testing conditions. That's why the factory separates production into specialized zones. To make protein delicious and versatile, natural and artificial flavors, sweeteners, and texture enhancers are added. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, cookies, and cream, salted caramel. All recipes are developed by food technologists and tested with focus groups. These additives are introduced after drying and cooling. The powder is blended in massive planetary mixers, ensuring every particle is evenly coated with flavor. Emulsifiers are also added. They help the powder dissolve smoothly in water or milk without clumps or residue. Factories often produce not just pure protein, but also functional blends. Examples include gainers, protein, plus carbs, plus creatine for muscle mass, diet shakes, protein, plus fiber, plus L-carnitine, casein blends for slow digestion and nighttime recovery. All-in-one formulas with vitamins, amino acids, and herbal extracts. Such blends are made on separate lines. Ingredients are dosed by weight, loaded into mixers, retested, and only then sent for packaging. A modern protein factory isn't just a room full of powder. It's a lab-certified facility. It operates under global standards: HACCP, ISO 22000, GMP, FDA, depending on the export region. This means daily monitoring of air and equipment microbiology, sterilization of all surfaces, regular measurement of dust and humidity, mandatory lab coats, gloves, and masks for staff. Every batch of protein has its own digital record, from farm to jar. All data is stored in electronic systems in case of audits. Protein production is not just about food, it's also about environmental responsibility. Modern factories aim to reduce their ecological footprint. What does that mean? Closed-loop water systems. Cleaning water is reused. Leftover whey is turned into animal feed or biofertilizer. Energy comes partly from solar panels and wind turbines. Packaging is increasingly made from recyclable plastic or cardboard. Factories also collaborate with farms that follow sustainable farming practices, protecting animal welfare and the environment. Finished protein is released in various packaging formats: tubs, 500 jar to 2.5 coolers for home use, sample sachets for trials and retail shelves, single-serve pouches, perfect for the gym, ready-to-drink bottles, pre-mixed with water and flavors. Each format requires different equipment: filling machines, sealing lines, printers for labels. Each unit is tested for sealing integrity, light and moisture resistance. Before reaching stores, the product undergoes sensory analysis. Special labs test taste, aftertaste, smell, and color. The powder is tested for how well it dissolves in water, milk, or juice. Foam formation and suspension stability are evaluated. If the taste is too soapy, the powder clumps or settles, the formula is adjusted. Because the goal isn't just nutrition, it's delicious, easy-to-use protein. Protein warehouses run like clockwork. Hundreds of packages are shipped every minute. Boxes are scanned and sorted by region and batch. The system tracks expiration dates and storage conditions. The product goes to sports nutrition stores, pharmacies, online markets, gyms, or directly to customers via subscriptions. For global markets, labels are printed in multiple languages and compliance certificates are attached. The protein industry continues to evolve. Factories are introducing alternative proteins from plants, fungi, microalgae, smart packaging with freshness sensors, sugar-free and lactose-free recipes, AR labels. Scan the jar to view product videos. Protein is no longer just for athletes. It's a part of daily nutrition, functional health, and a mindful lifestyle. Now you know how whey protein is made, through milk, science, and precision. Every scoop of powder is the result of dozens of processes, hundreds of decisions, and thousands of lab tests. So the next time you toss it into your shaker, remember, you're holding a product of the future. Enjoyed the video? Like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more behind-the-scenes stories from the world's most fascinating industries, from sweet to spicy, from fitness to food tech.